Greetings everyone, this is Lodrik again. This is a game War on the Pacific Admirals Edition, and this is a match against THG. So I just took over from Rainbow Slash, and before Rainbow Slash originally THG played this game, so I'm now more or less the third person commanding the Imperial Japanese Navy and Army forces. And the first two episodes I explained more or less what is the situation, what looks good, what looks not so good, and I also start already offline a little to fix it. And then I was thinking, maybe some guys really want to see how I do this. And yeah, so I start more or less here in the north. Somewhere you must start, and I simply start here in the northeast, and I have a very strict overall plan for the Japanese setup, and more or less I will copy what I do in Dojo, or in my match against Dojo, because why not? It is some stuff you cannot change. The distance is the same, the value of the bases are the same, the port size, the air fleet size is the same. So there is not really so much choices. You can only choose which base you want use now here, and or if you want to take more Tokyo or more work with Osaka. It's not a big difference. This is your personal opinion, or your choice. So let's say this. I start a little here, but many things are first moving. First, I checked more or less all this cargo shipping, and there's a lot of sub hunter stuff on all this stuff. And normally, what I do first, I call all back. And I call maybe more or less everything what I can find here in the northeast back to Ominato, because this is more or less number one Navy base in the north. And I don't use anything normally here on the northern islands of Japan, simply because it's an island. It's not part of the mainland of Japan. There's no railway link. You can see this is a real island. So if you transport supplies, oil, fuel, you must always transport it to the island if you want maintenance and stuff. If you want to keep here a lot of air bases, navy stuff running, you must maintenance this. And for me this is normally not important, because I have a base here, and this is already here in the north. What you can also do is use the base here for some scout airplanes, but only some scout airplanes, and here. This is already set up. I think this is okay. You have here THG radar station, so you have incoming rear attack. If there's some air attack coming, you will normally detect it early, and then you can use some interceptors. But to have here interceptors, I think is not really necessary. It's only you better have here some radar, but fighters, I don't know. I must first check what I have. If THG will be aggressive, then maybe I will set up here something. But first, I want to have here only some base installation to support. This is static. You cannot change away. Some navy guard. So for additional defense, then you have here some normal flag stuff, and this is a flag with radar. More important is this unit simply have radar. So this base is okay. You can have here also some scout plane. It is, you can normally keep it like this. It's only the question if you want. Normally the pilots are not correct. This kind of airplanes are long-range patrol aircraft, But if you want to use this, normally you need a air HQ. Because these airplanes can use torpedoes. And the torpedoes are the strong weapon. So I would normally say this space, if you would have used these airplanes, it must be out of a base where you have torpedoes. You don't must do this, but it's my style. So what I will do is more or less I will say Navy, train Navy attack with running torpedoes, and then I will send this first back. And just now we lost one of these airplanes. So pity. Ops losses. So pity. This can happen if you transfer the airplane. But we have so many in stock normally. I thought we have this in stock. Normally. Let me check. Then we must maybe produce some. If none of this in stock. Let me check again. Aircraft production. Type. Yeah, we have none. Oh, then we must produce at least some. I need 10 or like this maybe in the pool. Okay, and we produce this one. Okay. I also call back here the submarine, but normally submarines for me are always a weapon to hunt enemy cargo or to blockade enemy port and try to intercept enemy navy shippings. Not for defense patrol missions. I'm simply not the guy for this. I think this is not the purpose of a submarine. So I call more or less everything back, all Navy stuff, all Air Force stuff. I call back first to, because I want to create here my Northern Navy Air HQ base. I normally use this for the north. Then I have an Air HQ in Tokyo. And then will I have an Air HQ in Nagasaki. These are my 3 hotspots for aircraft. From this base, in every air base I have an Air HQ. In every base I have long range bomber or bombers with torpedoes, means an L edition 3 is also over 20, this is long range. And so I can support here torpedoes. And this is normally enough to cover, most important is only that you have some screen around Japan to make sure that there's no stick attacker on your navy bases, that no one think here's some important cargo shipping. And from Nagasaki you can control all this Yellow Sea and the East Chinese Sea normally. This is a strategic point of view. Also, everything, this base or this island and all these bases here producing normally resources and also some oil, I think. Light industry, a lot of resources, manpower you don't must ship, it's always pool stuff. And more resources, a little oil and a little heavy industry and light industry. So normally here this island will produce enough supplies for itself. Normally have a surplus. So you can normally export maybe supplies already to Japan or somewhere else. But most important is, if you don't have here much equipment, you don't must maintenance this. You can only take stuff out. It will support you, and this is simply more simple to handle. Also, here is normally nothing what is super important to defend. So even if the allies come and make an attack here in the northern part, normally there's not much they can really damage. And if they come close, normally you have your airbase here, so you can go from here with a range of 20 up to here. and then I think 22, you can normally cover all this area here. 20 is normally enough. I would never go for the extended range for the long range bombers. Simply they suffer more breakdowns. They have more often maintenance. I think it's better 20, 25. It's also more range means that you have less possibility to detect something. So I think this is okay. So this is the tactic here I would use now. So I call here most of the ships back. Everything I call back first to the island. These ships have no fuel. I don't know why, but they're here outside. There's also a lot of ships, or not a lot of ships, but some ships can get a upgrade. I don't know, I saw some, but so this is also, I must make more or less, I must check what I have, what status they have, and then I must make a decision how I can rearrange them. Yeah. So some stuff I also call back to Tokyo, like all the support stuff. I don't need here assistance submarine or like this. I don't want to operate here some submarines. I also don't think that it makes sense to operate submarines in this part. There's simply nothing. At that time, Alaska was simply empty. And at Second World War, the Americans, they don't know that there is oil. So I think they are only famous for some gold and some minerals. But normally there's not much that the Americans ship here out. I think this is really all very remote. There is nearly nothing. There's only, you can create here some bases. But I really see here nothing. This is all far too little. It's totally unimportant. So and there's also, also not from, if you catch the spaces and take the spaces, you will win nothing. The only thing what matters is normally this area here, Seattle, Vancouver. Yeah, if you take this Kodiak and maybe all these bases here, you have a very short range to make a submarine attack. But if the Allies want, they have here so much sub-hunters, they can still control here everything. It's also for the Allies a very short way. And I don't think it's really necessary. I see no benefit to take Alaska. Only for fun, but nothing more. So, what I else do is normally I pull all back what I can pull back. This airplanes I still wait because they are still some maintenance, so I say make some training. And normally, so if you have these airplanes, I would normally say if you run these airplanes for active missions, the pilots must have at least 60 Navy Scout, and then normally at least also a Navy torpedo attack of 60. So this must be 60 and this must be 60. This is for me the minimum I want for a pilot control this kind of airplane. Normally if you have the time, but I don't know if I have the time, you can train up to 70. So 68, 69, then normally the pilot is first really ready. But we will see. So we have here Air HQ, but I don't. Yeah, you can operate from here, but you win only. This is a distance of 2, 3, 4 hexes. Oh, maybe okay, depending where you count it. Because from here I can still fly. I don't want to make it like this. It's possible to do this, but I think it's better to have all on the mainland. So I must organize normally to pick up this stuff. I will normally here ask for bring this back. So I need some transport stuff for this. I also don't know. it's also make not so much sense if you have, it's always better. You can see this is the 11th Air Flotilla. So it first belongs to the Navy, not the Army. And this engineer unit belongs to the 12th Air Flotilla. If it's possible, I would always say keep them together if it's possible. It's normally not so super important because these are not fighting guys. But if it's possible, I would simply say try to keep the order. Okay. Then let's see here. We have here, I also cancel all this convoy stuff. Because maybe they are okay. But I don't know, it's too complicated to check all and understand the shipping. It is more easy to simply scrap all, bring it back to the base, and then start from zero. Then you know what is the situation. Normally you must remember your whole map setup. Then you can act much more quickly. You can also write everything down and check your notes. But this is not my game style. I write nothing down. Everything what I do is out of my mind and out of my head, memory. Okay, so we have here stuff. Let's first bring all back to the next port. And I simply say, this is my new home port. Go back to home port, unload and disable. And this ship have nearly nothing, it's just unloading. But fuel, no. No. Bring all back first. Oh, you must tick the base. Stop. Return to base, unload and disable. This is also cancel unloading. I also am not a big fan to transport liquid with a cargo ship. The efficiency is low, you burn more fuel with what you transport. Normally you can have enough tanker, at least especially in this beginning of the war. Maybe later you're running out of tankers if the allies hunt you a lot, but I don't like this so much. I never did this so far normally. This is a totally emergency situation and I would never run my economy on an emergency base setup. Good. Return to base. And you always check here in the corner if they say unloading or loading. If there's a loading, unloading, you must always stop this. They always cancel. Or this ship will not go back immediately. It will first finish the unloading or loading. Good. Genau. All back first. So normally I need 1, 2, 3 turns maybe to first call all back, get it in my base, move my units away. So I really think that I'm maybe first in end of April, fully ready to start with a new operation plan from my side. It will not be so quickly, at least 10 days, that's the minimum I think. So return and disable, okay. Also this kind of ships, like I said before, this is a no-go, never use this kind of ships. These are cargo ships and they are not patrol ships. They are fast and they can carry a lot of cargo normally, so don't use them for anything else. So back to port and change them. Okay. This I had, okay. This go back to Tokyo. Then we have here this I'm waiting. You must send later some transport ships for this. One ship here is in port. So I say simply make a cargo ship, it doesn't matter first. and ship this back. And auto. So then I see no symbol more. Here is still something in the port. Here's a lot in the port. If we have so much in the port, then I can maybe take the air bases from here. Let me check what is here. This is also this is flexible because it belongs to the Navy. This is fixed, but this I can take back. Okay, then we can do this. First I check what is here. This go already back and okay. I need 1,500 simply for the cargo, so I say make amphibious. It's faster more for the Japanese. Always say don't check uncheck the task forces, that you don't take something double. So little cargo capacity here only. Okay, I think this will not be enough. I can try, but I think this is not enough. Check. Load troops. Load the engineers. No, I need much more, yeah. Okay, uncheck. Back. Then we disable this first. Then we make a new surface combat fleet. And then we first call all back. Return, disable. You can then also make it direct, but this is okay. It's already direct. Okay. What is of course possible is if there's something empty. I make it now. Normally I also can carry now, or I can call the cargo ships to. Here's one cargo ship. This cargo ship can also take 300. So this is maybe then enough. Then we do this. Disable this cargo ship. Form a new cargo ship. Take this 3 cargo ships. Bring them here. Return, disable. Then we have also something here. Light cargo ships. This is only this kind of stuff. Here are also some cargo ships. These cargo ships I normally won't use because this unit you cannot take out because it belongs to the Northern Army. This is more or less locked. But I don't want it here because I don't use this port. I use normally always this port. Here's a better port. It's a port 4. Still simply more capacity. More you can carry here more stuff out in a safe location. This is a little more far away if you transport. I always run my transport like this. But it's up to the player. I simply won't use a bigger port. I don't expect that here's really something happening. And if you have here a base and here a base, it's super hard for the ally player normally to sneak here in. It's super risky for him. You can see maybe send here some submarines that he can always do, but good. What else? We have here still something in port. The mine layer in the torpedo boat. Torpedo boats. I normally don't use them, so I return them to pool. I don't need them. I send them to pool and then they stay in the pool and there they can stay forever. Mine layer. Yeah, mine layer is better. Also bring here out. Mine laying. The mine layer I can maybe bring mine layers I bring normally to my military port. Because Kure, Hiroshima, but Kure is normally the military port of the Japanese Navy. The big battleships normally, and everything maintenance is always there. And so I normally operate, so my air forces are here, Nagasaki, Tokyo and Ominato. And troops, I say everything would go out of Tokyo. Normally I manage from Tokyo. New army guys, equipment stuff, I normally ship everything to Tokyo and manage it out of Tokyo. What is military stuff, I normally manage out of Kyoto. And Osaka is something like a backup. You can also use Osaka, but you don't need normally so much stuff. If you organize it very strict, you have always airbase, 3 air bases, and 1 military harbor and one civilian harbor. And then I have something like additional, like I run cargo from this area to Ominato. I run resources and supplies out of Manchukuo normally to Shimonoseki, because this is a level 9 port, and it belongs to this main island. There's still a railroad, so you can also transport the equipment or resources directly. So this belongs all together, and also this belongs together because there's a road. Everything can here flow, but this is because here's the main rail, so everything will flow here unlimited more or less. And here's some limitation. So I don't like to unload too much stuff in this southern part, because there can be some traffic jam more or less be here. And this is in level 9 port, and it's nearly impossible for the allies to catch this port. So it's normally very safe. You have some mines and everything is fine. So only why I do this. Okay, what else I need? There's still something in the port. What's this in the port? Maybe something in repair. There's something in repair. Okay. Stand down. Okay, need some repair. Then, okay, I come back another day. Okay, so I take you all out, and then we see us here again. This I sent back. Yeah, what is here still in port? 2 more ships. ACMs. Okay. This makes sense. Yeah, you need normally, I always have normally 2 for important, or let's say this, every harbor I will ship out a lot of stuff. I have normally 2 assistant mine layer, and they maintenance the mines, so you can have here up to 300 mines for free. You don't will lose them. 1 mine layer assistance can handle 150 mines, because you have simply a limitation in mines you produce per day, and it's a waste of not maintenance them, because it's nearly for free. You only burn a little fuel for them to maintenance them. So 2 is enough for the very important ports where you think and it must be something like really important, and maybe it's a front line like Rabaul, or more Singapore is also important, and something where you really handle a lot of stuff. You can maybe have 3, and this means you can go up to 450 mines. But I would really say stop. 450 mines is, I don't think that they're really, the chance that an enemy, if he enter a hex and there are 450 mines, is very high already. I don't know if it's really changed so much if you go for 600. You better have then more ports with 300 or maximum 450, and not only 2-3 ports with 900 or something crazy like this. Okay, time is money, so we must go. So I think here I have first all I need. I waited, I finish here the airplanes. Here is the main division. This is also Northern Army, so you cannot normally take it out. I would also say this division better keep here, because there is always a possibility that the allies want make here invasion, and if you have your one division, the one division normally can at least stop any attempt. And normally, if it's only some smaller unit, you can crash them with the division. So I would not buy this division out. Or similar to this one, but I don't know if you can even buy. Yeah, this you can also buy out. I would also not. This is a mixed brigade. Keep it here. You need here something. You need here also only, but you don't need here much more. So everything else, if you can get it out, you can take it out. But a lot of stuff is static, so you cannot take it out. So it will stay here forever. This, you can take both out, so I take them out. What we have here, this is also static, and this is a THG radar. Okay, this I can also then take out. Good. What else we have here? This is a level 10. Ah, yeah. The level 10 ships, everything what is the speed of level 10, and if it is cargo ship, I normally like to keep here, and then I use this level 10 cargo ships always to transport the stuff out from one hex to the next hex, because you must ship it, and the level 10 are normally very slow. So, but this means they can at least always go one hex, so they always will normally move from one port to the next port. So I think this is the best use. You can also use the small ships normally here, but this, if a ship is slow, is also more easy to hit by a submarine. So speed is protection against submarine attack in some way. Okay, what else we have here? Normally we can check here. What is here so far? Here's a shitty tanker and and remember, CH are normally sub hunters, so this is a very useful tool. But if it's a CHA, it is always a shallow water sub hunter. This kind of ships only works in shallow water, so it makes no sense normally to keep them here. You can only operate them at the coast. But better you find something like, you know, the Yellow Sea, or down to in the Dutch islands, Singapore, in this area. So what we do here? Here is first unloading. Yeah, okay. We can say dock this ship, unloading. And then we will auto disband. And we can also first normally tinker. Tinker. I must also find a base. In this dojo, my game, I operate most of my tankers normally out of Kobe, because then I have a one port for one special stuff. So maybe I also do this here. And I say I first send all tankers to Kobe only to collect them, but most of time this is only to organize something at the beginning. The tankers normally run always from Borneo and the Dutch islands up and down and transport some stuff. So I will first tell them also go to Kobe. Go to Kobe and disband and go direct. Yes. Okay. What else we have here? This can first. This is a 10. Okay. 10 ship here. Because normally you must check all of these cargo ships. There are some you can change. But maybe he did this already. Yeah, looks like. This is a patrol ship. Yeah, looks like. Because some of these 10 speed ships you can normally change to something else. But maybe he did it already. And you can normally change them now to ammunition cargo, but I think this is all not useful. And cargo aircraft, I would also say no, it's too slow. If you had one transporter aircraft, they are very well. Yeah, I mean, if I use the cargo ship with airplanes because it's slow, no, this is important stuff. You need it fast somewhere, and you won't have the maximum ability to avoid any torpedo attack. Okay. Anyway, back to this. So go back. You can first unload your resources. This is okay. Finish this and then go back and spend. Yeah. Good. This is okay. This is the same, I think. Also resources. Yeah. So later go back. These are level 10 and 11. They're all. I must see if I do something with the 11s. They are similar, not so useful. Okay, but depending how many cargo ships you lose and where you lose them, you maybe must move something away. But this is the first, my first thinking, my first attempt to organize this here somehow. Okay, then we have here some more. This kind of guys will not work if they stay in your base. This is local minesweeper. You must create this. I can show you. You must make local minesweeper. Then you touch them. And then you simply say this, okay, done. And then they stay in your port. They will now take care that they stay here in this. They take care of this hex. That no enemy mine, or they move now more or less around, and they try to find enemy mines. If they find enemy mines, they will normally destroy them. Of course, to 99% they will never find a mine. It is because mines are normally not so efficient here in this game, so not many players really use them. But if you want, make sure that there's no enemy coming with submarines. No, most of the time the enemy you will use submarines, or you can also use bombers for this. Normally with night missions, and you try to throw mines at night in the enemy port. And you mine the enemy harbor, but the problem is that if you this shallow water, but still 5% of the mines will destroy turn by turn, or day by day, better to say. So even if you throw there maybe some mines, sooner or later they all disappear. And you need normally some more mines, not only 10 or 20 mines to hit something. But okay, anyway, I only explain. These ships will not work if you have them. They must be in a task force like this. Keep them like this. The only problem is that you always have here now a task force, and you are always you always have the feeling, oh, why is a task force? I must touch them. But you can see the symbol, and you can see here a small black spot in the left corner. Then you always know, this is minesweeper stuff. And then you will normally, after some time, you will realize, okay, I know what this is. I don't must touch this. But you have always on the map this symbol. But it also gives you the feedback that, okay, there is a task force. And if there is a main harbor, you normally need this mine symbol, or need this task force symbol, so that you know, okay, there's a task force and there are mines. Okay. Normally next is you touch here, then you can see how many mines, and if there's tenders for this. Okay. Okay. The only problem I have now here is, but I don't care, there's no airport ready. But the port is fine. I don't need something more than 7. And this is also fine. Okay. I better check if there's anything under construction. No, nothing under construction. I also would say, no, I don't need forts. Yeah, okay. Is here something under construction? Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, you can go on up to 4, because 4 you will get the normal price. If you go over the number, I think you pay more. I don't know if it's exactly double or triple the money or the supplies you pay normally to construct the stuff. It needs longer and you pay more, that I know. But how much more, I don't know. But I think a 4 is really enough. Make no sense to build more. Okay, here's also nothing under construction. Huh? No. Okay. And here is nothing under construction. Okay, because the rest is really not useful to have. Okay. This is all this locked stuff. You normally not get it out. You can keep it here. It's some flag power. They have no radar, but they have some flag. Not that I really expect here much bombardment. I think if the allies will come, they will normally always bombard Tokyo, Osaka, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, like this stuff, because here's nothing really important. Okay, next, what do we have here? Resources, I think. Oh yeah, I ship this first back. I ship this first here best. Return and unload. I don't know what you want from this hex here. There's a lot of fuel, I don't know why. There's tons, millions of tons of resources. Normally I don't need this. So I say here no. I don't want resources here. Check them all. No. All on no. 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 I want everything here. Yes. Yes. Fuel also can be here. I want everything come to this location. 80,000 supplies. Crazy. I never need so much supplies here. Okay. Only make sure. I don't need here airbase. I don't need anything else. And the port of 6 is also enough. Don't need normally more. You can get it up to a 7, but I think it's not really necessary. Okay. This is enough for this part. I hope I catch all, and if I've missed some task forces, it's also not so... I mean, it is already late in April. I don't think it will... Now I don't must start more to be here, the crazy engineer. Good, let's check here. What we have here. Here's a THG radar. But this is Eastern Army. So... I can normally... But I think here is already one. Nope, here's no radar. Okay, then I can do this. I use this radar now and transport this up. Good. And this is also belonging to Eastern Army, so this is our engineer troops. I can also bring them first up. If I really need them there, I don't know, but I can build there the airbase. So for airbase construction I need them. Okay. This is a standard flag, have no real value. We have here unloading. These are 12. Okay. Normally the 12 cargo ships I will bring here, so I bring them now here. Some I just sent up, but I will see. Auto disband and return. Good. What do we have here? This is also this I already sent out just now. Okay. Good. So nothing left here in the base, there's no symbol, so I know there's nothing. Here is Air Force. This first air fleet. Okay. This I must organize later. I think I bring them first. There is something, but I don't need it here. I don't want Air Force here. This is general defense, but this is static. Okay. So I can let them train first, but I must organize this later. These are all bombers, and I normally don't want them. I mean, they're making ground bomber bombardment. Okay, this is first okay. 100. I normally go always to 8,000, and I say all bombers, so that then I don't must change them all one by one. I always also try to have the maximum pilots inside, so this is okay. Looks okay. But they are all not ready to... I mean, they have some skills, but the experience is not so high, and these skills are important for the combat. And experience will help you to operate the airplane in bad weather, and if they must make a check, like they have damaged airplane, they try to land, or if they take off without damage. And everything what is not combat is normally experience, and that is in combat. This is combat to try to avoid the attack. This is the skill to make the attack with the bomber. Okay. So we keep this after I finish the organization of the ground units. What we have here? Standard stuff. Okay. I think this is also not so important now. Here's a base force, this is a thing static, yeah, okay. Good, here's more Air Force stuff. Level bomber. Okay. First thing, I normally don't like to have too many in reserve. You can have this, but I have them better more in the pool. If so long I am under 100, I give them better back. I get them after 2-3 days back all in the pool, so I don't need them here. And I make navy attack, this is okay with torpedoes, this is also okay. So my navy attack values are around 55, this is too low to really use them. Normally this kind of bombers they need at least a 65. Okay. And you normally always, or because this is a Nell bomber, I would also let them train Navy search on 65. Because often you normally say make Navy search. Then they try to check airplanes and then they try to attack with the torpedo, because still if they make Navy search they can transport torpedoes, and then if they make an attack with a torpedo then they will use a Navy torpedo attack skill. Okay. What else we have here? This patrol. Okay. The Navy search is okay, but they never learn to use torpedoes. So I first tell them training, and then Navy attack, no range maximum. And they have not enough pilots. Then I check the pilots. Okay. Then I tell them, there's nothing. So there's no, because there's no pilots left. Yeah, okay, let's check this. Naval bombardment. This is normally a Navy bombardment pilot. This is not so good. Then I will send this guy back. He's good in torpedo and in search. No, this is a waste. Oops. Group Reserve. Group Reserve? No. Aktivstatus? Right. Generalreserve, genau. So. Because group reserve is only belongs then to the air group. I don't really know for what you need a group reserve if you have the general reserve. Maybe you can use that, but I think it's make no sense. I think I always send them back to the overall pool, and then I take them out of this pool. You click a little more maybe at the end, but you have one pool and not many pools to check them later. Okay, I will. Normally, I want them in Tokyo because. There's a lot of stuff to organize still here. Ooh. How we do this best? Is also here two. Is the 1st Air Division and the 25th Air Division. The 25th Air Division. This is General Defense. I think I must check my dojo game and then check how I make it there, because I don't know more how I did it there. This is a general overall command. Normally I have this guy in Osaka. But you can also have them normally in Tokyo. I think it's also fine. Because before I use Osaka more for my units. Simply this guy gives a lot of support and can help to upgrade units to get them ready for if they're not completely ready. So yeah, you can also keep them here. I think this is okay. Here's the Eastern Army headquarters. And but who's in North? No one. Okay. Who's else here? Oh, nothing? Okay. Yeah. You must normally have a strict order how you do it, or it's too much and overwhelmed you. So this is General Defense. This is first some engineers. Most important there's engineers. And engineers I need first in the north to build my airfield. Here's only air stuff. Air Force. Here. Artillery. Why here is still artillery? It all belongs to Southern Army, so you can take them normally out. Okay, then I say all move. And move to Tokyo. I think it's faster to move them and not first to change their operational mode. So I say move and then say march all. So now they march all to Tokyo. This I had already. Yeah, this is done. This I done. This is done. This is hex. This is also. This is all static. Yeah, I know. Here's a lot of static stuff. This is static. So this is static. This is non-static. This is the 12th Air Flotilla. Wait, the 12th Air Flotilla I better make like this. Strategic Tokyo. Then I will check later in my dojo game where I was 12. I think 12 is in the north. This is can move out. So this is waste here. Because everything what you can move out of Japan, I would move out because there's a lot of stuff you cannot get out of Japan. This is static, so this is static. This is static. This is Eastern Army. This is also radar. I first bring it up. I don't think I need two, but we will see. Also, if it's okay, because it's a radar set, you can normally buy them out, and they're not so expensive. 34. So maybe we do something else. We say move and move to Tokyo. Because radar, it's better to have at least one radar for all air bases where you have fighters and bombers. Simply to increase your defense power. Static, non-static, general defense. So okay, here. Static, I don't need. Base force, this is static for sure. This is the radar stuff. This is standard radar. Can hear. Protects industry. This is static. What we have here. Static and 12th Air Fleet. Okay, 12th Air Fleet I bring first to Tokyo. Nagoya. Recon. Training, Navy search. Recon and things, yeah. Okay, this is the first air. I think it was. Ah, yeah, let me check. Okay, I don't touch this now because I really wait first where it belongs. This I have, this I have, this I have, this I have. Okay, now we are in Osaka. Here's the Central Army. Okay. With some radar. Okay, keep it first here. Navy engineers. Okay, every engineer I can move. This is also okay. This is southern. This is stuff I can take out of Japan for free, so I bring it to Tokyo. This is also Tokyo. And this is fixed. Yes. Then we have here this guy. Okay, completely empty. So this is the first air wing. So this is a normal locked air wing. So it's a training unit for me, because the first air wing headquarter you will not move out of Japan, because I think it was here. This is the first air division. The first air division is directly linked to the general defense, means it's a headquarter of Japan, so it's a home defense setup. This is a Air Force commander for the protection of Japan. So every air wing belongs to this Air HQ, is for me automatically a training unit. Of course you can buy them out and pay points, but why? You need training squadrons. So if the game says this is for Japan, then I say yeah, keep it for Japan. So long I have nothing. I mean, if I have unlimited political points, maybe I can do it, but so I would say no. And because this is a training unit, I would say I try first to give them stuff it's out of date and not more useful for me to use. But it's a squadron of 27, so I can give them now the Sally bomber, but I don't know how many Sally bombers I need first. So I can give maybe either. I will check this later again. I will better have first a feeling what is all in use, but of course this is make no sense. If you have 27, then use them. Okay, we will see. No rush for this. Okay, what we have here. I think I checked this already. This is the static stuff, but there's some stuff in the port. One troop transport, some support stuff and other stuff. So we have cool mine layers, AG, cargo ships. Okay, first. Mine laying stuff first. Zack, zack. So military stuff, send back and go here. Normally this is a port I don't use, so I don't need here a mine layer tender. And the mines are, you cannot pick up the mines, but yeah, I don't care. Okay, what else we need? We have here support stuff. So we need a support task force. And they are all not locked, so this is a AG ships, this is a mine layer, this is a local ship. I can use them and send first to Tokyo. A little far away normally, but all around. That's okay. So long I know that they're on the way. What is left? Something in repair or a cargo ship. Okay, a cargo ship, a 12-point cargo ship. So this cargo ship I will send now to my .12 cargo port. Good. Then we have Kobe. This can Central Army, so we must stay here. Central Army, General Defense, General Defense. Okay, cannot change. A lot of airplanes. Okay, training. Yeah, okay. I think this is okay. You can do this. Navy search and submarine hunter stuff. The only problem is that it's not really working too good together, because submarine hunting you must make on low level. It makes no sense to make a low submarine hunting. Is the minimum level that you have a chance to make a hit is 1000. If you fly over 1000, it's very low chance to hit a submarine, simply because the airplane is too high. You will detect the submarine still maybe, but if you try to attack the submarine, have more time to react and will not have a very high chance to dive away. This is the reason why you normally must go to 1000. Then I think many say this is a balance between you find the submarine because you're high enough to see it, and the time is short enough to hit it. If you want to have the maximum efficiency to hit the submarine, then you must go to 100. But with 100 you have also a lower chance to see the submarine. And with 1000 you maybe not destroy or hurt the submarine so much, but you detect the submarine and can report this back. And because you know that there's a submarine, every task force will be have an alarm message it will be more careful and something. And the submarine, I think, have a less chance to make a sneak attack. Okay, so the problem is now, if you want to make this patrol aircraft, is the question. You can train a pilot for both, then you're more flexible, but how you want later run this? Because if you want later say, okay, what you do now, you can say I make Navy search, and you can say here, okay, I make 50% Navy search and 50% this is fine. And now the altitude is only 1, so you're running now. The only option is that I would say, okay, you run now both in 1000. But if you run a Navy search in 1000 and you find an enemy fleet, I tell you, your plane is dead. Because 1000, you, every flag gun can attack your airplane. You must fly over 4000 to avoid light flag guns. All the light flag stuff will go up to 4000. So 6000 is often normally the best altitude for Navy search. But 6000 is far too high for anti-submarine activity. So I would say now I have here a lot of good Navy search guys. I maybe, and they just start with this submarine stuff hunting. So I think I keep them first on more Navy search, 1 or 2 more turns, that I get a complete feeling, and then we see for more. Okay. Yeah. I think this I can do later because this needs more time. So I had only the feeling of 20. Okay. The first thing I normally always check is there's enough aviation. Okay. There's normally always enough. If you make only training, then there's no problem with stack of airport. And I think this is a big airport, so yeah, it's airfield 10, so there's never a stack normally. Okay, so training, Navy, 6000, 0 range, this is okay. Here you can normally bring more airplanes, but we have maybe nothing left. Oh, we have. So I would normally say that the JAG are always the airplanes I use for cruisers, battleships, everything really to scan and search. JAGs are the real airplane I use, and everything else is for training. So I say now, okay. Okay. It is already. No. So, done. Now. Okay. And then I upgrade this now. Yes, I upgrade. So I changed this airplane because we have nothing here in pool, but this squadron can normally handle 24 airplanes and now only 3. So I say upgrade. Yeah, I don't want. So then they're all maintenance, but 1 day later, or some normally 2-3 days. Okay, this is now the 1 day, not the with Dojo. So in some days we get them all back, and then we have 24 airplanes, and then this airplane is too shitty to really use it, and I only stop the upgrade, and we say range 0, and then they can train. Okay. This is a JAG. It's a question if I use them now all, or if I first check around. More JAGs, so many JAGs. Yeah, here's one more, but we don't have enough airplanes. Okay, here again. No, I don't want to go to JAG. 24. Okay, I still use this one first. Upgrade now, and then I try to find someone to get the airplane somewhere. Upgrade now, yeah. Zack. No range. Good. Next. More JAGs. Yeah. This is okay. Okay. I think I wait for this. I must check around what is where's the rest. Okay, what we have here. Here is some cruiser mine layers and some sub-hunter. Okay, let's do this. Cruiser mine layers. I think no, I cannot get them together. So mine layer. Okay, we can get all together. Then I send this first to Hiroshima and this belt. Okay. So what we have here in port, a lot of cargo ships, a lot of shitty cargo ships, and of this. I'm normally not a big fan of this cargo ships, and I for sure know that this kind of cargo ships are not so useful, because I must check it again, but there's only one type of cargo ship you can convert to this ammunition transport ships. There's only one type, but I don't know which one. Only that one type can rearm the Yamato battleships. Only if you have this special cargo ships, you can go to a port 7 or even port 6 maybe, and you can rearm Yamatos. So, but this standard ammunition transport ship only help with the other battleships normally. And normally battleships, if you have a port of 7 and some navy commander, you can always rearm. Okay, I will. Maybe I will. Let me check, find something. No, there was this same. Okay. Then I make a cargo ship first. Then I say cargo, speed of 10. Yeah. This is first enough. This is one bunch. And I send them here. So this will already reduce the amount of ships I have left. Okay. Then I can maybe make a second cargo fast force. Say, don't give me this, give me speed. And again. One more. Okay. Now the port looks already very empty. You have this ammunition stuff, you have some mine layers, some local stuff. Okay. But normally you have your 3, you have the mines so you can keep them. This is okay first. But you have the local mine layer normally must be outside. But to go to Osaka is very complicated for normally for the allies, because you must first go to enter the hex of Kobe. And normally you need here the mine layer. Here you can see it's more important to have the mine layers normally in Kobe, not in Osaka. So I say now mine laying, and then I take 2 of them. Send them to Kobe, return, and mine tender mine layers must be inside the port, not inside a task force. So the opposite of the local mine sweeper. Okay, return. And because here's some local mine sweeper, I take also 1 of them local mine sweeper. Set them to Kobe. and return and stay on station. And the other one I can send, it's normally not a military ship, but I send them first for Hiroshima. Return and disband. Then I will see what I can do with you. Okay, what we have here in ships, some troop transport ships with 14. Yeah, I also did this. This is normally okay. Troop transport ships I normally will always send to Tokyo, but in this case it's still April, so I make him feverish. In May I must normally go always for transport, so Tokyo, return and auto disband. Okay. Okay, I think this is first enough. I also don't know if it's maybe a little boring. Some people want to see this, maybe some people not. But I need maybe 1, 2, 3 days more to organize this all, and but you must do it once in a kind of order, the order you understand, the order you won't follow. This is only my order. I don't see this is a complete perfect order. But I hope some guys can maybe learn something here. I wish you first all the best. See you again and take care. Bye bye.